Good day, YouTube. Today's topic is if you are new to the Air Force. I'll give you some background. I was an enlisted officer, active duty reserve, AGR, traditional reservist, and now civil service for the Air Force. So I've seen a lot. I was in the military side for 21 and a half years. If you are new to the Air Force enlisted, you'll go through basic training and then your tech school, and then you'll arrive to your first base. You're going to, in process, and make sure you do this because this is to your benefit. At the Airmen and Family Readiness Center, there's going to have a briefing called Right Start or Intro, depending on the base. But all of these agencies are going to show up and brief you as a new airman. If you're an officer, you'll come in, you'll commission into the Air Force, and eventually you'll go to your technical training. In most cases, you'll show up to your base. So I've been both. And that's like I say, make sure you pay attention. It's going to be a lot of information. You're brand new to the Air Force. It may be confusing, but you're going to be fine. It's to your benefit that you pay attention, ask questions, know what applies to you and what doesn't apply to you, because it may apply to you in the future. One of the first things that's very important is that you sign up for your TRICARE. In fact, once you join the Air Force on the enlisted side, you're already in there, in the system for TRICARE. But make sure that your family, your dependents, your spouse, your children, if you have any, are on there, so they're covered with medical. Medical is an incredible benefit that is completely free, with the exception on enlisted and officer side for your dental, for your dependents. For the service member, if that's you, that's taken care of. You're taken care of with everything. If you're enlisted, once you get to your first base, if you are single, most likely you are going to be in a dormitory. So your first sergeant, your leadership, your unit leadership will take care of that and take care of assigning you a room. You'll either be on meal card or you're getting the allowance. When it comes to enlisted who are married or officers, you'll get your BAS, Basic Allowance for Subsistence, which is your food, and that is tax-free. If you live off base, you will get your BAH, your Basic Allowance for Housing. That is 100% tax-free, which is good. Your BAH is going to vary depending on if you're single or married, your rank, and your location. The best thing that you can do is find out what amount you'll be receiving based on your status and go out there and rent something. You could also buy, but be very careful with that. So find a house or an apartment to rent based on that amount. You can also come out of pocket, which some people do, but that's up to you. That means you're paying the above price. If your housing allowance, I'm going to make this up, is $1,700, but you rent something for $19, of course that means you're coming out of pocket $200 every month. Medical, talked about your BAH or BAS. It's very important that you pay attention to your leave and earnings statement, your LES. That is that you get at the end of the month through the website MyPay. Make sure your pay is accurate. If you are being overpaid, finance, the office will eventually catch that, and you're going to owe money. You're going to have to pay that back, period. So don't think that, hey, I'm getting extra money, or don't say, oh, I didn't know, because there's a saying in the world that ignorance doesn't release you from your responsibility, or not knowing. That's like I say, pay attention. Life on base is like this. There is a commissary, which is a grocery store. There's a base exchange, which is tax-free. Think of it as a miniature Walmart. They have a lot of items there. It's not small, but it's not as big as Walmart, and it's all tax-free. You're also going to have the food court. You're going to have a golf course in most cases, things like that. Think of the base as a small community that has your medical facilities, whether it's a clinic or a hospital. Every base is different. Get to know of your benefits that are on the base. If you have another branch of service or another Air Force base in the same city as you can go and use a lot of their services, with the exception of some things. For example, your medical most likely is at your home base. Sometimes you'll get permission to go to another base if that's where they offer the services. If you are new to the Air Force, you're joining a great team. It's not a perfect team, but it's to your benefit that you know what services are provided on the base. When I joined the Air Force, I was narrow-minded in the sense that I said, I'm going to do 4 years and I'm going to go back home. I didn't know what I was talking about. Then I paid attention. I learned there's the education center. There's a lot of offices, a lot of services. And I realized the Air Force is a good life. So I continued to serve in the Air Force. You will get out of life, you will get out of the Air Force what you put into it, your education, your knowledge. Knowledge is power. And you're going to either soar and love it, or you're just going to do it and say, it was okay. Everybody's different. Long term is not for everyone, but it doesn't matter. Whether you serve 4 years or 20 plus years, make the most out of your career and know what's out there. Be educated. That way you can benefit and your family can benefit from it while you serve. Take care.